Detroit, Michigan. February 14th, 2024. Valentine's Day. Marcus Johnson opened his phone and discovered a truth so devastating it would end in blood. Within 12 hours, his girlfriend would be dead by his hands. This is the story of a secret account, a brutal betrayal, and the moment love turned deadly.
Dark Stories. True crime is your home for chilling crimes, unsolved mysteries, and the darkest secrets the world has to offer. We uncover shocking cases, disturbing truths, and mysterious disappearances. Hit subscribe and join
Marcus Johnson, 29, Ford factory worker, quiet, loyal, but with a jealous streak. He'd been cheated on before, and the scars never healed. He was possessive, always checking phones, asking questions. But when he met Sienna, he thought he could finally trust again. Sienna Lawson, 26, medical receptionist, beautiful, ambitious, wanted the finer things in life, designer bags, expensive dinners, a glamorous lifestyle Marcus's factory salary couldn't provide. She loved him, but she wanted more. And 8 months ago, she found a way to get it. July 2023. Sienna discovered OnlyFans. Started with bikini photos, nothing too explicit. $5 for a subscription, $50 for custom content. Within months, she was making more than her day job. She quit the clinic, told Marcus she picked up extra shifts. He believed her. Why wouldn't he? She had rules, no face, no real name. Username, Detroit Dime. She told herself it was temporary, just until she saved enough. She told herself Marcus would never find out. For 8 months he didn't. But secrets don't stay buried forever. February 13th, the night before Valentine's Day. Marcus planned something special, saved for weeks to take Sienna to her favorite steakhouse. But she canceled. Said she wasn't feeling well. Marcus stopped by with soup and medicine. He had a key. When he walked into her apartment at 8:30 p.m., the lights were off. He heard a voice, soft, breathy, flirtatious. He pushed the bedroom door open, and there she was. Sienna in lingerie he'd never seen, ring light glowing, phone on a tripod, performing for someone on camera. She didn't notice him at first. Then she turned. Her face went white. The phone clattered to the floor. What the hell is this? Marcus's voice was quiet. Too quiet. Sienna tried to explain, but there was no explanation. He saw the setup, the equipment. This wasn't a mistake. This was routine. How long? He demanded. A few months, she whispered. But Marcus grabbed her laptop and saw everything. Her OnlyFans page, hundreds of photos, videos, thousands of dollars, messages from subscribers, videos filmed in their bed, wearing gifts he'd bought her. "You've been lying this entire time," Marcus said, his voice breaking. Sienna tried to explain it was for their future, but Marcus couldn't hear it. All he felt was betrayal, humiliation, rage. He grabbed his keys and left, slamming the door. Marcus drove for hours, his mind a hurricane. He ended up at a gas station, staring at his phone. Then he did the one thing he knew would destroy him. He searched for her page, Detroit Dime. He subscribed. Suddenly he had access to everything, photos, videos, messages she'd sent to other men, content filmed in their apartment, in their bed, wearing his gifts. Marcus felt sick but couldn't stop scrolling. One message stood out. A subscriber named Big Spender 88 had paid $500 for custom content. He'd asked personal questions, where she lived, if she had a boyfriend, if she'd meet in person. Sienna had flirted back, said maybe one day. Marcus sat in that parking lot until 3 a.m., scrolling, screenshotting, the pain twisting deeper. Sienna called 37 times, sent 50 texts. "Please let me explain. I'm so sorry. I love you." Marcus read everyone and didn't respond. But as sunrise came on Valentine's Day, something shifted. The heartbreak hardened into rage. He opened her page again and saw a new video, posted 2 hours ago after their fight. She was smiling, acting like nothing happened. Caption, "Good morning, baby. Who's ready to start the day, right?" 43 likes, 12 comments, $100 tip. She wasn't sorry. She wasn't hurting. She was still performing. And Marcus made a decision. He'd see her one more time, make her tell him the truth, all of it. He got in his car and started driving. It was 6:47 a.m. Marcus arrived at 7:15 a.m., used his key, found Sienna asleep, phone clutched in her hand. Sienna. She woke up, saw him, her eyes filled with hope and fear. Marcus, oh my God, we need to talk. Please let me explain. But Marcus didn't want excuses. He pulled out his phone, showed her OnlyFans page. How many men, Sienna? How many have seen you like this? How many have you talked to? How many have you met? I never met anyone, she stammered. It was only online. It didn't mean anything. Marcus showed her the messages with Big Spender 88. Really? Because you told him maybe. You gave him hope. Sienna's hands shook. I was just keeping him subscribed. It's part of the job. You have to make them feel special. Part of the job? Marcus laughed bitterly. The job you lied about every single day? She reached for him. I did it for us, so we could have money. You weren't making enough. So this is my fault? His voice rose. Because I work a regular job? The argument escalated. Marcus grabbed her laptop, opened her private files. Custom, private. Videos filmed in their bed. And then he saw it. A video where she wore the Christmas necklace he'd given her. His gift, sold to a stranger for $300. You wore my gift, Marcus whispered. In that video. Something inside him snapped. How am I supposed to ever trust you again? Sienna tried to touch him. We can fix this. Therapy. I'll do anything. I love you. But Marcus was pacing like a caged animal, violent thoughts flooding his mind. He'd never been violent before, but betrayal was turning love into something dark. Maybe you should leave, Sienna said, seeing the shift in him. We need space. But Marcus couldn't let her win, couldn't let her go back online like nothing happened. You don't get to tell me to leave, not after what you've done. Then Sienna made a fatal mistake. Maybe if you weren't so insecure, so controlling, so obsessed with what I do, I wouldn't have needed an escape. Maybe I did this because you suffocated me. The room went silent. Those words hung like poison, and something in Marcus's eyes went completely dark. I suffocated you? Marcus's voice was eerily calm. I loved you, supported you, worked overtime for you, and you're saying I suffocated you? Sienna tried to backtrack, but every word was gasoline on fire. Her fear morphed into defensive anger. At least they appreciated me. At least they made me feel desired, not like some possession. Marcus closed the distance in 2 strides, grabbed her arm. Let go of me, Sienna said, panic rising. Marcus, let go. Did you ever love me? He demanded. Or was I just the stable option while you built your empire? You're hurting me. But he wasn't. Not yet. He was restraining her, making her face him. You don't love me, he said. You can't love someone and humiliate them like this. Sienna pulled harder. I'm sorry, okay? Please just let me go. But Marcus couldn't hear reason anymore. He let go suddenly, and she stumbled backward. Then he grabbed the ring light setup and smashed it. The tripod bent. The light shattered. Sienna screamed. Marcus grabbed her laptop and slammed it against the dresser. The screen cracked. Her whole business destroyed in seconds. Sienna went hysterical, hitting his chest, calling him crazy. He grabbed her wrists to stop her. They struggled, crashing into the nightstand. The lamp shattered, glass everywhere. You're insane, Sienna screamed. I'm calling the police. She tried to grab her phone, but Marcus was faster. Desperate and cornered, Sienna grabbed a sharp piece of broken ceramic from the lamp. Stay away from me, she warned, hand trembling. Stay back. You really think you're the victim here? Marcus said, voice breaking. After everything you've done? You destroyed my things. You put your hands on me. So, yeah, Marcus, right now, I am the victim. That word, victim. It sent Marcus over the edge. He lunged forward. Sienna swung the ceramic shard. It sliced his forearm. Blood seeped through his shirt. Marcus looked at the blood, then back at Sienna. Something inside him snapped completely. He grabbed her wrist, twisted. She dropped the weapon. He shoved her onto the bed. Before she could move, his hands were around her throat. "You cut me," he said, voice hollow. "You actually cut me." Sienna clawed at his hands, gasping, her face turning red. She tried to say his name, to beg, but no sound came. Just desperate, choking gasps. Her legs kicked uselessly. Marcus squeezed harder. Her struggles weakened. Her hands went from clawing to pushing feebly. Her face went from red to purple. Marcus wasn't thinking anymore, wasn't even there, just watching himself from outside, unable to stop. Sienna's eyes started to flutter. Her body went limp. And then Marcus let go. He stumbled backward, staring at his hands like they belonged to someone else. For a moment he thought she was dead. The realization hit like a freight train. He rushed forward, shook her. "Sienna, Sienna, wake up. Come on, breathe." Then she gasped, horrible and rasping, and started coughing. She was alive, barely, but alive. Marcus backed away, his whole body shaking. What had he done? What had he almost done? Sienna curled on her side, coughing, crying, hands at her throat. She looked at him with pure terror, and Marcus saw himself reflected there, a monster. He turned and ran, out of the bedroom, through the apartment, down the stairs, and behind him, Sienna reached for her backup phone, fingers trembling as she dialed 911. Marcus collapsed against his car, gasping, mind replaying the last 10 minutes. Her face turning purple, her body going limp. He'd almost killed her. He'd wanted to kill her. He vomited in the parking lot. His phone rang. He ignored it. 12 minutes later, Detroit police received Sienna's 911 call. "My boyfriend tried to kill me. He choked me. I thought I was going to die. Please send someone." Officers arrived within 6 minutes. Officer Tamara Wright found Sienna on the floor, purple handprint bruises on her neck, the room destroyed. Paramedics documented injuries. Detective Marcus Chen caught the case. "Do we have a location on the boyfriend?" Chen asked. "Marcus Johnson, 29, works at Ford, drives a blue 2015 Honda Accord. He's in the wind." Marcus drove for 45 minutes, ended up at a rest stop near Ann Arbor. His phone had 16 missed calls. He finally checked them. His mother, his friend Devin, then an unknown number. "This is Detective Marcus Chen with Detroit Police. We need to speak with you regarding an incident this morning." The police were looking for him. Sienna had called them. His life was over. Marcus sat there for 2 hours, thinking about running, about turning himself in, about going back and finishing what he started. That last thought terrified him because part of him actually considered it. His phone rang again. Detective Chen. This time Marcus answered. "Hello? Mr. Johnson, we need to talk about what happened. Where are you?" "Near Ann Arbor. I don't know exactly where." His voice cracked. "Is she okay? Is Sienna okay?" "Ms. Lawson is alive and receiving treatment, but you're in serious trouble. The best thing you can do is turn yourself in. Tell me where you are." Marcus laughed, sounding more like a sob. "Is there an easy way at this point?" "There's a police station in Ann Arbor," Marcus said quietly. "I'll drive there. I'll turn myself in. But I need to know, is Sienna really okay?" "She's alive, Mr. Johnson. Injured, traumatized, but alive. Drive straight to the Ann Arbor Police Department. Don't make any stops." Marcus hung up, started his car. 17 minutes until his life ended. As he drove, he passed a billboard advertising couples therapy. Rebuild trust, rebuild love. The irony wasn't lost on him. Marcus pulled into the police station at 11:23 a.m., Valentine's Day. Through the glass doors, he saw officers moving. He took a deep breath, got out, walked through the doors. "My name is Marcus Johnson. Detroit police are looking for me. I'm turning myself in." Within seconds, 3 officers appeared, hands on weapons. "Hands behind your back." Cold metal handcuffs clicked around his wrists. They led him past curious stairs to an interrogation room, a small windowless box with a metal table and 2 chairs. Marcus sat alone for 47 minutes before Detective Chen walked in. Short, graying hair, weathered face. He carried a folder and pulled out photos. Crime scene photos, the destroyed bedroom, and worst of all, close-ups of Sienna's neck. Purple and black bruises in the clear shape of hands. Marcus's hands. Chen read Marcus his rights. "Do you understand?" "Yes, I understand." "Do you want to talk about what happened? The evidence is clear, but if there's more to the story, now's your chance." Marcus stared at the table. Should he ask for a lawyer? But what was the point? He'd done it. Part of him wanted to confess, to take responsibility, to be honest now. "I found out she was on OnlyFans," Marcus said quietly. "She'd been lying for 8 months, selling content, talking to other men. I felt betrayed. And when she blamed me, said I was controlling, I snapped. I didn't plan to hurt her. I just wanted answers, but she kept making excuses, kept blaming me. Then she called herself the victim, after everything she'd done." "So you choked her," Chen said flatly. Marcus flinched. "I put my hands around her neck and squeezed. I wanted her to stop talking, wanted her to stop making excuses. I wanted—" He trailed off. "Wanted her to suffer, wanted her dead." "But you stopped," Chen said. "Why?" "Because I heard her struggling to breathe, like I woke up. I realized what I was doing. I let go, tried to help her. Then she started breathing, and I ran. I didn't know what else to do. You ran because you knew it was wrong. I ran because I was scared, scared of what I'd done, scared of who I'd become." His voice broke. "I'm not a violent person, never hit anyone. But when I saw those videos, saw her wearing my gifts for strangers, something inside me broke." "A lot of men feel betrayed," Chen said with an edge. "Most don't try to strangle their partners. You understand there's no justification? No matter what she did, you nearly killed her." Marcus nodded, tears streaming. "I know. I hate myself. I hate what I did. If I could take it back, I would. But I can't. And now I have to live with it forever." Chen closed his folder. "Here's what happens now. You're being charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault. Given the severity and premeditation, you're looking at 15 to 20 years, maybe more." Marcus felt the room spin. 15 to 20 years, he'd be almost 50, his whole life gone. All because of one morning, 1 hour, 1 moment. "There's something else you should know," Chen said, pulling out another photo. A screenshot from Sienna's messages with Big Spender 88. But it wasn't the flirty messages Marcus had seen. This was from last week. The message read, "I think I'm going to tell him soon. About the account. He's talking about marriage and I can't keep lying. I'm scared he'll leave me, but I'd rather lose him honestly than keep living this double life. This isn't who I want to be anymore." Marcus stared. She was going to tell me. She was planning to come clean. Chen nodded. According to her friend, yes. She'd been working up courage for weeks. Started deleting her account. Stopped taking new subscribers. She was trying to find the right time. Marcus felt punched in the stomach. All of it could have been avoided. If he'd given her a few more days. If he'd communicated instead of snooping. If he'd trusted. "She loved you," Chen said with pity. "Despite everything, she loved you. She was trying to make it right, and you nearly killed her for it." The words were a knife through Marcus's heart. He put his head on the table and sobbed. Chen stood, walked to the door. "You know the real tragedy? In a different timeline, maybe you could have worked through this, gone to therapy, rebuilt trust. But you made a choice. Now a young woman is traumatized for life. She'll never feel safe again. She'll flinch at raised voices. She'll have nightmares. and you'll have plenty of time to think about that in prison." The door closed. Marcus was alone with the weight of what he'd done. 15 minutes later, officers transported Marcus to Wayne County Jail. As they led him through the station, he caught a glimpse of a TV, local news, his face on screen, a photo from Facebook, smiling at a barbecue. Below it, Detroit man arrested after violent attack on girlfriend over OnlyFans account. The story had gone viral. Within hours, true crime podcasts, YouTube channels, Twitter threads, people debating in comments, some sympathizing with Marcus, others rightfully condemning him. The story dissected, analyzed, monetized, forgotten within a week as the next tragedy took its place. But for Marcus and Sienna, no moving on, no forgetting. He'd spend 2 decades in prison, replaying that morning, wondering how he could have done things differently. Sienna would spend her life healing, seeing his hands in nightmares, flinching at shadows, struggling to trust. 6 months later, Marcus Johnson was sentenced to 18 years for attempted murder and aggravated assault. He didn't fight it, stood in court, looked at Sienna in the gallery with her mother and therapist, and said 3 words: "I am sorry." They weren't enough. They'd never be enough. Sienna never went back to OnlyFans, never posted on social media, moved out of Detroit, changed her number, tried to build a new life. Some days were better, but then she'd see a blue Honda, or someone would touch her shoulder, or she'd pass a couple arguing, and she'd be back in that bedroom, feeling his hands, feeling her consciousness slip away. The story became a cautionary tale. Think pieces about toxic masculinity, sex work stigma, domestic violence in the digital age. Everyone had an opinion, but few talked about the real lesson. Love requires trust. Trust requires communication. Marcus didn't trust Sienna enough to let her come to him. Sienna didn't trust Marcus enough to be honest. And when trust breaks down, when secrets fester and resentment builds, ordinary people can do monstrous things. This wasn't really about OnlyFans. It wasn't even about infidelity. It was about 2 people who loved each other, but didn't know how to love each other well. And that failure cost them both everything. In his cell at night, Marcus would imagine a different version of that morning, one where he knocked calmly, where they sat and talked like adults, where he said, "I know about OnlyFans and I'm hurt and I need to understand why," where she broke down and admitted everything and they both cried but listened, where they decided together whether to move past it or part ways with dignity. That version existed in infinite parallel universes, but not this one. In this one, Marcus let rage win, and now he was paying the price. As days turned to weeks turned to months turned to years, the story faded. New scandals emerged. New tragedies made headlines. Detroit kept turning. The assembly plant hired someone new. Sienna's apartment was rented to a couple who never knew what happened there. Life went on. But in Jackson State Prison, Marcus Johnson lay awake most nights, staring at the ceiling, replaying those 12 minutes. The 12 minutes that defined the rest of his life, where he chose violence over conversation, rage over reason, revenge over redemption. And somewhere in another city, Sienna Lawson lay awake too, hand going to her throat, tracing scars that would never fully fade. 2 people, separated by bars and miles and choices, both haunted by the same morning. This story is a warning, a mirror, a reminder that we're all capable of both profound love and terrible violence. The line between the two is thinner than we'd like to believe. Before you go, we want to hear from you. What do you think could have prevented this tragedy? How do you handle betrayal in your own life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this story affected you, if it made you think or feel or question, hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more deep dives into real stories that explore the darkest corners of human nature. Because these stories aren't just entertainment, they're warnings, they're mirrors, they're reminders. In the heat of anger, in the depths of pain, we always have a choice. Marcus Johnson made his choice on February 14, 2024. He chose rage. He chose violence. He chose to let his worst impulses win. And now he sits in a prison cell, living with that choice every single day for the next 18 years. Sienna Lawson lives with his choice too. Every time she sees her reflection and the faint scars on her neck. Every time she wakes up gasping from nightmares. Every time she tries to let someone new into her life and can't because the trust has been shattered beyond repair. 2 lives destroyed over secrets, lies, and the inability to communicate when it mattered most. So the next time you're angry, the next time you feel betrayed, the next time your emotions threaten to overwhelm your reason, remember this story. Remember Marcus and Sienna. And choose differently. Choose communication. Choose honesty. Choose to walk away before you become the monster in someone else's nightmare. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. And remember, in every moment of pain, you have a choice. Choose wisely.